Welcome back, everybody. This is Herbie with my Nomadic dream, and I'm back in Quartzsite. But check out this entitled person. As you can see, their entitlement is super huge. That they think that since they are part of a large group, an organized group, by the way, that they can just stake claim to an area on BLM, which operates on a first come, first served basis, that they can just intimidate and try to push people out of their campsite that they have been for a while. Sorry to break it to that group, but you don't have the right to push others out of an area that you did not stake claim to prior to your organization coming to town. That has happened last year as well, in that same spot for that same camp. They came up, tried to ask these people, hey, we camp next to this big rock formation every year, and there's going to be a lot of people, so if you don't like it, you might want to move. Long story short, those people did not move. They stayed, and I was so happy to hear that. I just don't understand why people want to be a bully, especially when there's millions of acres of open land here to camp, to have whatever group, but they just have it in their heads that they're going to come out here and stake claim just because they built a fireplace here last year. Wow. I do want to break it to them, but the people that operate La Posa South are members of your group, and they have seen it, and they're not too happy. So I would not expect the Rangers not finding out about it and being notified. And I'm sure, the Yuma field office is going to be flooded with complaints just because of this post. It's just phenomenal. Like, there was a group over in this area that I'm camped in, that came in and actually got into a physical altercation. Like, they were face to face, ready to fight the people that were already here camping as a small group. Why? Why are you going to come in and try to bully others when you can just find another spot that would fit your needs of over 100 Class A's with all of these flapping flags? That was not called for. That's true intimidation and bullying. Like, if you know that you're going to have a big crowd, then maybe somebody in your group should come out here and scout the area. And if that spot that you want to claim is already taken, well, guess what? Those people that came out early can find a new place to stake claim. It is first come, first serve after all. But enough with that subject. The next one is dogs should be on a leash, especially on this area, because there's coyotes. There's a highway right next door, and it also goes down to the entitlement that you can think that you can just do whatever you want because it's free will. Well, there's only a few things that will happen. If your dog gets loose, you hopefully find them before they get ran over on the highway that's right there, or get approached on another camp that is terrified by dogs, and who knows what somebody may do. Or they might just get lost and get eaten by coyotes. So if you actually love your animal, you should actually take proper precautions to make sure that they're safe. A dog pen, a super long leash, something. Because, you know, not everybody likes dogs, and not everybody's going to like your dog walking into their camp. It's just being mindful, because every year there's all of these postings on Facebook and around town about a lost dog, and it's not very often that those outcomes come out to be positive. They come out here with their lovely fur babies, and they leave knowing that their pets are stranded in the desert somewhere, or killed, or ran over, or eaten by coyotes. Like, don't be so entitled in your ways that you're going to put your pet in danger. Thirdly, is this is boondocking out here. So with boondocking comes generators. If generators is something that you don't want to listen to, then maybe you should camp more away from everybody, because not everybody in one group is going to have solar. So someone's always going to be running their generator. Quiet hours are from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. However, in a completely separate paragraph, in a completely separate bulletin point, it does state that excessive noise, whether it's a generator or music or talking, is up to the ranger's discretion. So it does not automatically go into the quiet hours. It's just common courtesy not to run your generator all the time, but if you have to, you have to. And I understand generators can definitely be annoying, but what can we really do when we're all boondocking? And for number 4, if you're gonna come out here and just complain about every single thing that somebody is doing, like driving their ATVs down the side of 95, well, guess what? Those are designated ATV trails. If it's a dry season, there will be dust being blown across the road. It's just what happens. There's dust that gets blown in the air out in the LTVA when it's super dry, just from people driving 5-10 miles an hour. It's on the driver's responsibility to take the proper precautions and drive safely during those conditions, just like a snowstorm. If you get into an accident, it's probably going to be your fault, because you weren't driving safely for those conditions. If you don't like loud parties and all of that stuff, you might not want to camp close to these larger groups, or these groups that have music events going on, and there's a lot of room for a lot of people. So you don't have to be always super crowded or next to a area where it's known to have music. There's plenty of space out here. There's plenty of stuff to do. It just may take more planning on your part to ensure that you are having a good time, because it's your responsibility that you have a good time here. It's not anybody else's responsibility to ensure you are having a good time. With that, I'm sure we're all going to be seeing the same posts on Facebook about generator usage and loud music and this and that, and it happens every year. It doesn't matter who complains or what goes on. It's just a recurring thing that always happens. So if you're not prepared, you're not going to have a good time. Like I always say, get to know your neighbors. That includes the groups. That's it. I just hope you all have a good, busy season here in Quartzsite. If you're already here, you already know the stuff. If this is going to be your first time coming, hold on tight. Because it can get pretty crazy around here. Also, bring your patience, because the lines are going to be long. You're going to have to find parking and walk a distance to do almost anything. And just prepare to never take a left, because the main roads out here are going to be really, really busy. So always come out to be positive and have a good time. Later. I do want to say one thing before I get off here. This is a place for everybody. You might not fit in with other groups, but that's okay. But just don't let other people, like this one, deter you from having a great time, because this place can be a lot of fun and it could be a lot of drama, but that's all up to you to figure out what path to go down. But just have a wonderful time. Later, guys. Bye.